Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the subscribers only training. So obviously if you've gotten this training, it's because you subscribed through maybe my blog or maybe my YouTube videos, maybe even my Facebook feed, or for the best of us, the Instagram feeds, right? And I mean, it makes perfect sense because this training is actually about Instagram. So if you're here, it proves alone that the method does actually work, okay? So this particular training, there are 4 points that I want to talk about. Now, excuse me if I keep blinking or like staring at checking my notes, sorry, because I just want to make sure that I cover the 4 points in the notes that I've made for them, okay? So I want to bring as much value as I possibly can to you in this particular training, just like I do with all of my other trainings, blog posts, videos on YouTube, whatever the case may be, okay? So point number 1 is how to use images. Now, for those of you who aren't entirely familiar with Instagram and you're watching this because you're thinking about getting into it or you're wanting to get into it, it's not like Facebook where you can actually post a text update, right? Or like Twitter where it's text, just about text only. Now, I know they've expanded their arrays, but they're more known just for text, right? And that's what you'll find with different platforms. Different platforms have different things that work better for them, right? And that's because they're all kind of attacking their own little particular niche. Everyone learns and prefers a different method in terms of like content and information, right? And so those are the different things that the different platforms are going after. Now you'll find that Facebook is the mother lode. They are literally going after everything. I mean, they're even going after videos. And they're a social media platform, right? I mean, you can sell a ton of things on there as well. You can search. There is so much happening on Facebook. So, and I think that might be why Instagram's engagement is so much higher than Facebook, because Facebook has so much going on that it can be rather distracting for people. People go on there and basically build their lives, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I put it out there on Facebook as well. My point is this. There are the different platforms that allow you to focus more on a specific thing. What you need to utilize to dominate that particular platform. So, for example, with Twitter, it's hashtags, right? And we'll talk more about hashtags later, and using text and at people, right? With Instagram, it's images and using the right hashtags. With Pinterest, it's using the pin boards and the images that you put up there. So each platform has its own different thing. Facebook is really the only one that kind of is the motherlode of it all, okay? So how do you actually use images when it comes to Instagram? What I'm going to say first and foremost is you want to be building a brand from the very beginning. If you're not aware of what exactly or how to go about doing that, just hit me up, because I do have videos and blog posts on that I can share with you 100% free, that you can look into and start building a brand immediately. But the way that I do it is I use an image that's congruent with the message that I have behind it. So, for example, I've got one quote that I actually did today that I'm going to be releasing in 4 days' time. That is actually it's got my kid sitting in the background, staring at the camera with a beautiful beach as the backshot. And what it says is, if you ever think about quitting, remember why you started, right? And so the image is congruent with the message, because as a father, your kids are watching your every move. Every mistake you made, they call you out on it, right? Every good thing you do, they're grateful for it. Well, sometimes anyways. But so the idea is that the way you use images is you want to use images that are congruent with your actual message that you're putting out there. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the message is consistent. So what I mean by that is that if you're going to use like an image that's dimmed out, like you've reduced the brightness so that it's got a dark backdrop like mine does, or it's got a heightened sense of color, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you find something that works for you and the way and your personality and your messages, right? And then you align the image with that particular thing. Now, the third and final thing with images is you want to make sure that you use an image that is high quality, right? Because when you're adjusting the different brightnesses to try and find what matches most with your message, you want an image of high quality. So what do? Like, I'm fortunate, like I've been in a position this year to buy the iPhone 7 Plus with a brilliant camera, okay? Not much else is brilliant about it, by the way. Sorry, all my Apple fans, but, I'm team Android all the way. I can't wait to get back to a Samsung. Anyways, if you don't have a camera that can do HD, which most smartphones can, but if you can't, okay, that's fine. What you can do for now is you can download images from the internet, and there are images of celebrities all over the place that are very, very recognizable that you can use. Now, I've seen a ton of people use the celebrities, or use like really cool backdrops and stuff like that. I use backdrops. I love backdrops. You know what I mean? Like beautiful scenery and stuff. That's my thing. Makes me peaceful. So what I've seen people do as well is use celebrities very, very successfully, and you can do the same thing. Okay, so what you do is you just Google like something in Google, you download some of the images and use that as your backdrop, right? Okay, so point number 2 is how to use hashtags properly. Now, I've seen people use hashtags in their messages, and you can, like for example, like the message that I spoke about earlier on. If you ever think about quitting, remember first who's watching, right? Or something along those lines. So what I've seen some people do is like, if you hashtag, hashtag thinking about hashtag quitting, then remember hashtag who's watching. Like, I mean, I don't think people really understand the proper use of hashtags. Now, the hashtags that you use are what's actually kind of going to come up when people search for that particular hashtag. And what you really want to do is you want to bunch, right? This is how, like for those of you who've been through my Insta free training, this is another level above that. And so this is stuff that I've gotten from a course that's $900, guys. You know, this is not some cheap stuff that I'm throwing at you. What you want to do is you want to use a group of hashtags, right, that are relevant to your niche and what it is that you're building. So for example, if you're building an online business, you want to go and do some research on hashtag online business and find, say, for example, like the 10 or 20 or 30 most relevant hashtags. Now, I will say this, do not go more than 30. In fact, if you want to be safe, go 27 or 28 like I do, because 30 are actually Instagram's limit. So, and if you continuously post hitting that limit of 30, you're going to be issued with a breach, and they'll probably end up canceling your account if you keep doing it, right? Or what you'll find is you'll go to post it and you can't actually do it. I was doing this as well when I first learned about hashtags, so I just went and grabbed a shit ton of hashtags, put it out there, and I'm like, yep, cool, I'm going to smash this. Couldn't upload it. And so I slowly cut back, and then I found that, yeah, 30 is actually the limit, right? So you want to keep it around 27 or 28, so it flies under Instagram's red flags, right? Because once you post that 30, it catches their attention, okay? And the way you want, the way you also want to do that is you want to use it in your description, right? So for example, if you have your whatever your statement is, and then you want to go, what I've seen quite a bit that works really well is enter, full stop, enter, full stop, enter, full stop, enter, and then you put in your hashtags, right? But you want to try and keep it as minimal as possible. The other thing you want to do is you want to try and get it in as the first comment on your own particular posts, because that does actually help boost it. Not only do you get an immediate like from yourself, which you should do, you're also going to get immediate comments that are relevant to your post, which is something that you want to do, which again is something you can control that can help you. All right, so look, that's 3 tips on how to use hashtags properly. Again, guys, this stuff that I'm giving you, this is stuff that I've learned from a premium training, right? It's $900 out there. So I'm here giving you this stuff for free, and this is what I do for my subscribers only, okay? So I want you to successfully build a business, because I know in you building a business successfully, it means that you're going to be working with me sooner rather than later, okay? I'd love to be your coach, especially if you're here on this training. You're showing that you're committed and that you want to actually make shit happen. And those are the kind of people that I work with, okay? So number 3 is to real follow, unfollow methods. And I put in brackets, no bots, okay? So stay away from robots. I built a channel once, right? An Instagram profile once, and it was your online business coach, right? And this was going to be my big project for 2017. I was going to build it to, you know, somewhere between 20 and 50,000 subscribers, depending on how many people, followers, depending on how many people or how much engagement or how much effort I was going to put into the channel. But it was going to be big, right? It was going to be a lot bigger than my fan page. It's going to be a lot bigger than my Facebook profile. It was going to be a lot bigger than my YouTube profile. I was going to attack it. And then after like 4 or 5 days, I can't really remember, but I go in to make a post, and I find out that the account was closed. And then I looked into why, right? And so what I actually found out is that because I was given these free likes, and I said, yeah, fuck it, I'll take it, because I know likes help boost you right up the rankings. But then that was a bot method, right? So the bots actually were sharing likes from all these different free accounts that this particular software created, right? And I don't want to blow them out just yet, but you know, don't use Grambler free likes. Okay, there you go. There's your warning. So, in terms of it, like an actual posting software, Grambler is fine. In fact, I'd recommend it if you prefer to do your work on a desktop, just like I do. Okay, I use Grambler moving forward. Okay, I just won't be using any of their free likes. Okay, dangerous stuff. So the real follow and unfollow method is this, right? So you want to find people that are in your niche that are related to what it is that you actually do, and you want to follow them. Now, you want to keep the follows like to a minimum, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to go out there and follow like 1,000 people like I've seen people do. And that's the follow unfollow methods that people actually do. What you want to do is find people that are in your niche, right? And you want to follow them. You want to keep it like around 10, you know what I mean, for a couple of months. And then maybe boost it up to 20 and then 30 slowly. Like you want to do that every 2 or 3 months, but you want to keep them to a minimum, okay? Because you want to kind of be seen as a leader, which is the way Instagram calculates it. If you're going out there and following like 10,000 people and 1,000 people follow back, not only is that a bot method that could actually get your account closed, but it is also a highly ineffective method, because what happens is it has these there's these softwares out there, and you set like the particular hashtag that you like, and then you go out. It finds it. Say for example, if I go hashtag online business, it'll go out there and follow every single person that has used hashtag online business in any of their posts or their videos or their images, right? Which again gains me a ton of people that I'm following. But the hope method behind it is that hopefully they'll see that you're also in online business, and that they'll come and follow you back. Now, again, this actually ruins your reputation, which is a big thing in Instagram's algorithm. They see you as someone who's just following every single person out there. You're just a follower. You don't really know what you're doing, and you're using bots. So they're going to penalize you. They're not going to expose you as much as they do others, right? And so the real follow-unfollow method is you want to find 10 people, even if you want to start with 5 just to be safe, that's even better, right? And so for every month or so, you want to increase them by 5. You want to find 5 people that are related to your niche. Yeah, and you want to find 5 people that are actually posting in exactly the ways that we're talking. You don't want to just go out and follow anyone and everyone out there. Oh, I'm a coach, so I'm going to follow, Coach Usain Bolt. No, right? He's a track and field runner. I'm an online success business coach, right? 2 completely different things. What would be better for me is to go out and follow like Robert Kiyosaki, right? He's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Donald Trump. Now, I know he's a politician now, but he was actually originally an entrepreneur. Now, so anyway, hold all the comments on Donald Trump. I'm not saying I'm a fan, all right? I'm just sharing with you the strategy. Okay, so that's your real follow and unfollow method. Stay away from bots. Stay from that. Follow every single person that likes a particular hashtag, hoping that they'll follow me back. And if they don't follow me after 7 days, unfollow them, okay? It's really, really bad. Trust me, it's going to do you no good. So number 4, okay, tip number 4, the 4th and final one we're going to talk about is how to get 10 times more likes and comments. Now, I talked about this in my free training in YouTube and on my blog posts as well, even to my email subscribers. And so now that you're one of them, you're going to continue to get this sort of value from me all the time. And that is, I've touched on this earlier on, and that is how to use the hashtags properly. So what I touched upon earlier on is how you can use your hashtags in your actual description, but then I also touched on very, very briefly how to get 10 times more likes and comments, okay? And this is 100% legit. I guarantee you can post something right now using this method. Just make sure you have your hashtags first, right? And you're going to get 10 times more likes and comments than you typically do. And what I found on average for me was between 7 and 8. And keep in mind that I was just testing, right? I hadn't actually put anything solid in place. When I'd actually done it properly, the way it was supposed to be done, and that comes in the paid training, and I was getting like 10 to 20 times the amount, right? So instead of 50 to 60 likes, I was getting 90 plus, right? Instead of getting like my typical post will get like 1 or 2 comments, right? And that's just on my personal profile. On the business profile, when I was actually doing what I was supposed to be doing, I remember once I got like 17 comments. And you compare that 17 to 1, that's 17 times. Even if you compare it to 2, that's what, 8.5 times more, right? So this is a legit method that you can apply immediately that's going to help you with your business. And so that is to use relevant hashtags. And remember, you want to keep them under 30, right? So if you want to go somewhere between 25 and 28, that's what I would highly recommend. Something that's relevant to your market and niche that you're going after. And you want to, so it's the moment you post your picture, or your video, you want to like it and you want to comment the moment you do it, right? Even if it's within 30 seconds, that's better than 2 or 3 minutes later. The sooner, the better, right? Then you want to take those hashtags and put it in the very first comment, right? And that's going to boost it to certain places where you're going to get ranked, and that's where Instagram's algorithms really come in. And people who are searching for those particular hashtags are actually going to start finding what you do, and you're going to start getting followers even from day one. I mean, I had 0 people on my account. This is my online business coach that I was talking about, and I did my very first post, and I got 70 likes and 2 followers. Now that doesn't sound like much, but when you think about it, that's my first post with 0 followers, right? That's pretty extraordinary results. You don't think eventually it's going to become 80 likes, 90 likes, 100, 200 likes, and it's going to go from 2 followers to 5 followers to 10 followers to 15 followers per day. And then you add that up over a span of 6 months, you're going to start smashing it on Instagram. All right. So look, again, the 4 tips: how to use images properly, how to use hashtags properly, the real follow and unfollow method, how to get 10 times more likes and comments on your videos. Now, if you got any sort of value from this, or if you have any questions whatsoever, do please reply to the email that you got this training in. I would love to hear from you. And if you're the kind of person who's serious about building your business, believe me when I say that I want to work with you. Keep an eye out, because basically once you've signed up to this, I'm going to put you into my best e-course, which is my email course, available at that particular time. I'm always updating my course because I do believe that there's new and exciting content coming out all the time. Now, a lot of my method is very much the same right across the board, right? But I do believe that there are new methods that need to be applied all the time. For example, I wasn't applying Instagram 6 months ago, but within 2 weeks of applying, I was getting better results on Facebook. So I had to start taking it seriously, right? But first I had to get my Facebook method down, which I have now, and I'm going into Instagram, right? And you can do the same thing. Start with Instagram, right? And once you get Instagram down and what you're actually doing there, dive into Facebook, dive into YouTube, right? Whatever the case may be for you. Twitter is something maybe that you prefer. All right, so if you're the kind of person who's serious about building a business, I really want to work with you. Obviously, you've watched this training, 17 minutes of it. You're obviously pretty serious about this online business thing, and you're just like me, who likes to go through as much training as possible and start applying and getting some results. If you are that kind of person, keep an eye out on my offer over the next few days as an opportunity to sit down and talk to me one-on-one about just me and you talking about your business for 30 minutes solid, okay? That offer will come up in the email address. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I really appreciate you being a subscriber and going through this training in proper detail. You don't understand that you are literally part of the 1%, right? So if you don't know the percentages yet, I'm here to encourage you. Okay, here's the percentages. 80% of people who buy nonfiction stuff, business is one of them, right? 8 out of 10 people, right? So 80 out of 100 people, they buy it and then they don't do shit, right? And so the next 15%, they buy it and then they only go through the first chapter. In this case, it's 18-minute video, so the first minute or two, the introduction, right? And so there's 95% of people gone out of your way. Your competition, you're way ahead of everybody else at this point. So the top 5%, right? Three of that 5%, they actually go through the training, right? And then the next 2%, they go through the training and they apply it, and they're the ones who actually get the results. In fact, you'll find that the people who are really, truly successful are less than 1% of the people that actually start out on the journey. And if you're here at 18 and a half minutes, I really, really hope that you're actually going to apply the 4 tips that I'll put together for you. You're going to start seeing your Instagram account blowing up, and then you're going to be able to build a business moving on from there. Yeah, so thank you so much for stopping by watching this video. Congratulations on being in the top 2%. Go and apply these 4 tips already and take yourself in the top than less than 1% of the people that actually apply what it is they learn, and they're the people who actually get the results in life. All right, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video again. Appreciate you again being a subscriber. I'll talk to you again. So peace, much love. I hope you enjoyed this training. I'll bring some more to you guys again very, very soon.